So besides a good running car and a set of steady hands, probably the best thing you can do for your Losi Nascar RC program is to have one of these G2 Spectrum chargers. So I'm going to go over exactly what the charger does, how it works, and how it can make your life easier and safer as well. So I'm Chad, this is the Dorky and 40 RC channel. Let's talk about this charger today. By the way, I'll put links in the description below to Amazon for the charger and the IC3 to IC2 lead that you'll need to hook up your battery. And you can help out the channel if you want to go ahead and click on those links and buy the charger that way. So let's get to it right here. So this is one of their smart chargers. I picked this up whenever I got, like, I don't know, an infraction or something like that to charge the batteries. So it'll do IC5 and IC3, so it'll do all your, Horizon type of stuff. But you need the adapter cable to work with the ground batteries and stuff like that. So what you do is, it's a smart charger, so you plug it in and it immediately starts. But before we get into that, let's look at the actual menu system on this thing and see what we can do. So you can see that you only have a few tasks, which is charge, and that's it. It won't let you actually storage or discharge or do anything else, which kind of sucks. It automatically identifies the cells. You can jack up the current and charge at a faster rate, which of course is why you would buy this. So that way you could charge up one battery or two in between heats and make things go faster. So, some people have preferences charging at 1C, which would be 1.4, 2C, 2.8. I just put it at 5 amps and say, who cares? You set the voltage. You can't go higher than 4.2 volts per cell. So you can't cheat or do anything like that. So don't even think about it. Now, when you plug this battery in, it's automatically going to start charging. And since the battery has a smart chip in it or whatever, it automatically is going to recognize the settings that you have programmed into here from before. So depending upon how full your battery is, you can see that mine is already going up to 5 amps to charge this battery. Now, while it's charging, you can do a few things to keep an eye on what's going on. If you press the down arrow, first thing it's going to do is it's going to show you your individual cell voltages, which is pretty important. You're going to want to keep an eye on these and make sure that they always are staying balanced. If not, then you're going to need to get rid of that battery and get another one. Then press it down again, and it is going to show you the internal resistance of each cells. So the lower the number, the better. The warmer the battery, the lower these go. So if your track allows battery warmers, you can actually warm this thing up. You can warm it up by sticking it behind here where the fan is to get some exhaust on it. You can use a heating pad, hand warmers, but again, be very careful and make sure that your track and stuff allows these kind of things. Some tracks do, some tracks don't, and you don't want to be that guy that ends up blowing stuff up. So again, pay attention to what you're doing and all of that kind of good stuff. Now, most of these batteries, their IRs kind of suck anyway. I mean, my 1S and 2S batteries are usually below or around 1 milliohms per cell. So you can see we're at like 9 and 11. This is going to fluctuate while it's charging and all that kind of stuff. That's all for the down arrows. You can go up while it's charging, and we can go to the battery history. So you can actually change the current and stop and all that kind of stuff while you're in here. Battery history is going to show you how many cycles that you have on your battery, what the temperature is, that kind of stuff. There's also another menu in here. Try to find out where it's at. So if we stop the battery from charging and we go down, we can look at the battery cycles and stuff again from the main menu. We can also look at how many times you've used the charger today, the temperature of the charger, which is very important. And then there's other battery settings in here that I want to try to find for you, because this is a pretty important part right here. So if you go to smart battery settings, this is where you can actually set your times for how fast you want this thing to go into an auto storage mode. So right now I haven't done it to this battery, but I have a few other ones. I want this thing to start going into a storage mode as fast as possible. So 12 hours is the minimum. So basically after 12 hours of use, this thing, if it is above the storage voltage that you can set, then it is going to immediately start to lower itself down to the storage voltage, which is definitely what you want to maintain your batteries. What is that storage voltage? Everybody's got kind of their own little thing. I mean, I like to keep mine at 375, so 3.75 volts. That seems to kind of be like the best consensus that you can get. And again, if you go in the charger voltage, you can only raise it up and raise it down. You cannot go above 4.2 volts. And again, in here is the battery history. There is a fault log. There's also a battery update, because yes, these are smart batteries. You can update the firmware on the batteries and the charger and maybe eke out some better performance. I don't really know, but you will get to a point, at least I did before, when if you wanted to use G2 batteries with G1 chargers or one or the other, you had to do like some firmware updates. So this thing has USB-C connections in the back, and there's software that you can download for it and do all that kind of stuff. So if we look at the fault log, we can see that there's 0 faults on the charger, on the battery. So all that stuff is all good. And that's pretty much the rundown of what you want to do. You want to set your charge current to what you're comfortable with, your auto storage time as short as possible, so that way you can maintain the integrity of your batteries. And then you probably want to drop your storage voltage down a little bit too. And if you do all of these things with your battery and with the charger, then basically you are going to be getting the best power and, the safest power as well that you can. One other thing that you probably would want to do, and most racetracks definitely encourage this, if not demand it, is that you would need to charge this in some kind of a LiPo-safe bag. That's always a good thing. And if you've got a lot of LiPos and just these maybe laying around the house, whatever, definitely think about where you are storing these. Make sure you are storing them safe. I keep mine in what is called the BATSAFE. It's almost the safest thing I think that you can get. I know people are into like ammo boxes and this and that, but I encourage you to go down a YouTube rabbit hole and see just how much protection those things actually do. The good thing about the BATSAFE is it doesn't seem to let out fire as easily or as much if a LiPo explodes. And it has filters in it to kind of filter out some of the smoke. So you're never going to get unscarred completely from a LiPo type of incident, but as long as you can minimize damage, that's going to be the key. So I keep all of mine in a BATSAFE out in my garage, better than in the house. Don't really know what else to say. There's just no good place to like store LiPo batteries. It kind of is one thing that sucks. It's great about the safe technology is that it does keep you safer, even though I have had G2 3S bigger batteries go bad on me and there not be a way for me to know what is going on with these chargers. They just will tell you that it won't charge. It won't actually tell you what's going on. If you want to know exactly what's going on, even though while it's charging, you can hook up and see the individual cell voltages. If you hook up a battery to it and the battery is not in good shape, according to the chip and the charger, then you can't even see what's going on. You have to have their individual checker that you plug these things into, and it will show you. So at one point, my 3S, I had like a cell that was completely dead. I had one cell at like 5 volts and one cell at like 2 volts. So not good. And I don't really, there's no idea to know how long that was actually just kind of sitting around. So it is one downside about this entire battery system versus using something like an iCharger or, some kind of other kind of charger in order to give you more visualization and see what's going on with your batteries. It's a lot more expensive to get into something like that, but being able to see what's going on inside the battery and then do other things with it is a lot more, I believe it's a lot safer of an option. But this is what we got for our box stock class, and that is it. We ran this car the other day. This is the second one. A lot of differences on how this one works and is set up compared to that one. Some good, some bad. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. So all the stuff is also in the Losi playlist, which you should have saw pop up here a couple times. You can check out all of our adventures with the Losi NASCAR RC. So we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.